Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles at Memorial Stadium. On the mound for the Tigers today is Dave Rozema, whose record is 4-2 with a .463 ERA. And pitching for the Orioles today is Randy O'Neal, whose record is 5-9 with a .484 ERA. Okay, so the Orioles walked it off against us yesterday. Tom Hankey, with 2 down, was facing Jim TRABER in the 9th inning, and he put one right down the middle, and TRABER crushed it for a walk-off home run. I don't blame Hankey for this. I mean, it's not the same type of situation that Dave Smith would give up blown saves. Hankey had to give up that home run. It was the only way the game was going to end. If you watch that game, you know there was a balk. We had 2 outs in an inning, and then we had back-to-back errors and a couple of walks. There was a wild pitch. There was a balk. I mean, it was just one of those games where we weren't going to win because the game had already decided that we were going to lose. And it was just, those are the worst. I mean, I hate those games the most. I think those are the type of games that bring out the curse words, judiciously, and I always feel bad about it after it's done. But you know what? That's kind of the fun thing about this game. I think for me is that I don't fake my emotions. Like I am legitimately pissed off when that stuff happens. And I hate it when it happens to the other team too. Like I don't want to win that way. That's just not a fun way to get a victory. But now we're 1-2 in the month of July, and we have our final game of the series versus Baltimore. And I got to tell you, I will be glad when we're done playing the American League East. I believe by the end of this month we should be complete, and the rest of the season will just be the American League West, which is just stupid. But that's the way the game does the schedule. There's not much I can say about that. We will face the Red Sox, the Orioles, and the Yankees one more time, as well the Indians and the Brew Crew. Oh, son of a bitch. Look at this. We got the Indians and the Orioles as well in August. So the Orioles, we're going to play 10 more games against them than any other team. I don't understand the scheduling here. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started with today's game. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. You probably see that we have the All-Star game coming up sometime this weekend. That should occur. And in the past, I've done the All-Star game live. It was a little bit tough to do that. If you want to see how that played out, if you go to the Brainiac Baseball main page, you can click on live events and you can find that video. It's a little bit longer because we were having a live chat while that was happening, but that was kind of fun. If you want the short version, you could just go to the 1981 All-Star game within that playlist and watch that game. So we do have Dave Rozema on the mound. In a weird way, he's been our best pitcher for a couple of weeks now. All the bullpen is available today. We sent LaCourte down. LaCourte started yesterday, and he pitched fine. In fact, he only gave up 2 earned runs. But we sent him down as we put Jack Morris back into the rotation, and we called up Jeff Montgomery, who got a little bit of PT earlier this year. So he'll be a middle reliever. Once LaCourte is available to come back, which will be in 2 weeks, then we will bring him back and send Montgomery down. Okay. Here's our lineup today versus Randy O'Neal. Alan Trammell and Greg Brock are both listed as tired, and so Doug Baker will play shortstop today. Lance Parrish will be the DH. Willie Wilson is out as well, and Kevin Bass will be in center field. And we'll move Ken Smith to play first base today instead of being our normal DH. We've mixed it up a little bit. If we have to sacrifice a loss here to be ready for the Rangers, I guess that's the way it's going to have to go. So, okay, Here we go with the lineup for today's ball game. Batting leadoff in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting second at second base is Rob Wilfong. Batting third at third base is George Brett. Batting cleanup playing first base is Kenny Smith. Batting fifth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting sixth and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting seventh in center field is Kevin Bass. Batting eighth and DHing is Lance Parrish. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Dougie Baker. Okay, future Tiger Randy O'Neal getting the start for the Orioles today. We just saw him recently, making his 18th start, 5-9, 4.84 ERA, 53 strikeouts in 115 and a third innings pitched. Opponents are batting 300 against him. He does have a complete game this year. Fastball tops out at 93 miles an hour. It's pretty good. Ground ball percentage is 47%. He does have a top-notch fastball, rated a 94. A solid splitter at 85 rating. Overall, he's rated a 90, and it says his peak will be a 95. The 23-year-old righty is arbitration eligible at the end of 1986. Looking at his log, he faced Detroit back on the 23rd, and he got the loss, going 7 2/3, giving up 5 runs on 9 hits, giving up 2 home runs. Wow. And then on June 5th, he got a victory, going 8, giving up 2, giving up only 5 hits. So, all right. Here's the defense for the Orioles today. It is back to the everyday lineup defensively. So they work through their tired ball players as well. Kirk Gibson leading off versus Randy O'Neal. Gibson back in the leadoff role since Wilson is out. He gets a ground ball to short. There's 1 down. That's going to bring up Rob Wilfong. Still hitting pretty well. Batting .315, 2 home runs. Had a double in yesterday's ball game. Another ground out to Bonner. 2 quick ones. And George Brett looking to get something started for Detroit. A 1-2 count and an infield single. So Brett gets his average back over 290. And we have a runner on first. If it was a different base runner, I would probably steal in this situation. But Ken Smith is up, and he's been in a little bit of a tailspin. Average down to 274, and a wild pitch gets Brett over. Now that usually indicates that run will score on a base hit. I don't know. It's been a little bit more unpredictable lately as Ken Smith takes strike 3 looking. Smith continues to struggle. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the Orioles lineup rundown. Batting leadoff in left field is Kevin Romberg. Batting second at second base is Tommy HERR. Batting third in right field is Bob Pate. Batting cleanup playing first base is Jim Traber. Batting fifth at third base is John Castino. Batting sixth and catching is Ray Smith. Batting seventh and DHing today is Alan Bannister. Batting eighth in center field is Rick Manning. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Bob Bonner. Okay, Rosie on the mound. He's got that 4-2 record, making his 12th start of the year. A 4.63 ERA, 31 strikeouts in 70 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .297 against him. No complete games. He does have a save. No fastball to really account for today. His ground ball percentage is 56%. That's very high. His best pitch is a sinker. It's rated 82. He's a pitch to contact kind of pitcher. His best opportunities to get the ball over the plate, get himself a ground ball. Overall, he is rated an 81. The 27-year-old right-hander isn't a free agent till the end of next year. Looking at his log, you'll see he's had really, despite maybe not getting to the 5th inning, he still pitched pretty well. Given up only 3 runs max in the last 4 starts. He's got 2 wins. He actually has technically not lost since we put him back in the rotation after having a break in the bullpen. All right, here we go. Tigers defense looking solid. We do have Ken Smith at first. He's not as sure-handed as Brock, but otherwise we're feeling pretty good about everybody else. Kevin Romberg leading off versus Dave Rozema. Romberg, don't touch him. He'll have to touch you back as he pops it up to first. And Ken Smith makes the play. I think it's only the 12th start at first base for Ken Smith this year. Tommy HERR, with one out, hits a ground ball to third. Brett, after a day off, makes easy play. 2 down, and then a ground ball into the hole at short, and Baker, filling in for Trammell, will make an error. So we know what's going to happen next. This is likely going to be a long ball. Oh no, Trammell, excuse me, strikes out on an inside pitch. So the error by Baker goes by the wayside. We go to the top of the second inning. No score. Here's Glenn Wilson in the number 5 spot today. A comebacker to O'Neill. O'Neill underhands it to first for the first out. 1 down. Here's Terry Kennedy. Kennedy hits a fly ball to right. 2 quick outs for O'Neill. Kevin Bass, he could do no wrong as of late. Hits a fly ball to right for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for O'Neill. We go to the bottom of the second. John Castino leading off. Castino tried to wait as long as he could on that curveball. Oh, that was a sinker, actually, as he flies out to center field, where Bass made the catch. 1 down, Ray Smith. A fly ball to Gibby and left. 2 down, here's the DH, Alan Bannister. Now, he gets all of that one and drills it to center field, and Bass had to go back on his horse to make that catch. I thought for sure that was over his head. We go to the top of the third inning, no score. And my large adult son, Lance Parrish, will lead off, getting a rare start versus a right-hander. The ground ball to second, 1 out. Parrish's average now at 193. What a serious disappointment he's been this year. Doug Baker goes to left field for a base hit. Do we want to go for 2? We do. And he's out at second. Damn it. Well, that probably means we are definitely going to lose this ball game. These are all the indicators for this type of crap that we have to deal with. GIBSON grounds out. So this is where the moguling begins with Rick Manning. Orioles have yet to get a hit today. And a line drive to short. Baker sticks out a glove, makes the catch. 1 out. And another ground ball to Baker. He's been busy over there. Remember, we said, I don't know, maybe last week, that Baker had only made 1 career error. And now he has 3 this year. He had 1 coming into like last week, and now he's made 3 in, I don't know, like let's say 10 days. And then Romberg with a ground ball to first. Rosie looking pretty good so far. We head to the top of the 4th. Rob Wilfong leading off. Pounding it into the dirt in front of home plate, and an error on the catcher. Smith allows the leadoff man to reach base. Well, this is a hit and run situation. George Brett leading the team in grounding into double plays. We're going to take advantage of his contact rate. And of course, he doesn't even bother to swing. And yet, Wilfong is successful, stealing second. That is his 2nd stolen base this year. But again, let's just, be clear. Brett striking out is another indicator that we will lose this ball game. If he had been successful, then I would have thought, oh, maybe we'll have a chance. But he didn't even bother to swing. So the game is going to do everything it can to prevent us from winning. As Ken Smith gets a base hit to right. Run scores. Would we like to... Yeah, there we go. 60%, why not? And Ken Smith is safe. So while it didn't work the first time, we took a chance, and Smith gets a double. We've now watched his OPS drop over 100 points. In fact, he's batting .239 in his last 20 games with an OPS of 773. A great on-base percentage, though, still at .365. And now it's under 400 for the season. All right, so it's 1-0 Detroit. It's hard to get excited about it. Glenn Wilson doubles down the left field line, and another run scores. Okay, I'm starting to feel a little more optimistic here. Back-to-back doubles, the 14th for Glenn Wilson. Batting average is still pathetic, but he is getting his OPS to creep up a little bit. 2-0 Detroit, only one down, and here's the doubles leader on the team. It's Terry Kennedy. Oh, he goes on a line to left field, clearing the fence for a 2-run home run, and the Tigers have just opened up a can. It's 4-0 on Kennedy's 9th home run. He has got to be in the All-Star game, right? I mean, what catcher is better than him right now? Maybe we'll explore that after the game. We'll just take a quick look and see if there's any catchers that would be ahead of Kennedy. I know you're just really looking forward to that. As Bass hits a ground ball to first, there's 2 outs. And Lance Parrish with 2 down. Hits a slow roller to second. So the Tigers put up a 4 spot. 3 runs were earned. It was the error by the catcher, Smith, that led to the 4 runs being scored. And we'll take it as Tom HERR leads off the bottom of the 4th inning. Ground ball to second. It's a routine play for WILFONG. 1 out. Bob Pate chops it into the dirt. Right back to Rosie. Soft toss to first. I think his throw to first is probably his same speed as the throw to home. And then TRABER will pop it up into foul ground. Kennedy calling for it. And actually it's Brett that makes the catch. All right, we are through 4 innings. 4-0 Detroit. And Doug Baker will lead off. Randy O'Neal only at 57 pitches as Baker gets his second hit. He's already been thrown out once today trying to extend a single into a double. So we're going to hold him close, Tiny Dancer. But we are going to try to steal second base with Doug Baker. We'll try to keep the pressure on. Right on the middle, and Baker does steal second base. I believe he's 3 for 5. No, he's actually worse. He's 3 for 7. All right. So the leadoff man is now on second base. Good hustle by Baker. Let's see if Gibby can drive him in. Ground ball to first. That's a good job by Gibby. That will get Baker over. They're not going to pull the infield in. So we're going to go on contact. Rob WILFONG, a below average contact hitter, but he's just been doing so well. That'll get it done. A fly ball into right center field. Baker will tag and score easily. Pate's got no arm out there. And it's 5-0 Detroit. 2 down, and Brett strikes out for the second time today. That's frustrating. But that's what happens. You score a run, next guy strikes out. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Dave Rozema at 50 pitches. John Castino leading off, 1-0 count. Ground ball to third. Brett has got to come in to get it. Picks it up on the grass. Throws him out at first. Brett playing a very solid third base here as we approach the halfway point of the season. and Smith gets a base hit. So there goes the no-hitter. I didn't want to say anything, but I was thinking it. You were too. Smith is on first, the catcher Ray Smith. And here's Alan Bannister. Ground ball base hit. Okay, so there's no way the game was going to let Rosie get through 5 innings without giving up a shit ton of runs. Well, he strikes out Manning for his second K. So this feels like a strikeout walk combo. Let's see how the game handles the number 9 hitter, Bob Bonner. He's 1 for 5 in his career versus Rozema. That's a gapper. Everybody's going to score. And it's 5-2. And then the strikeout. Right, run scores and a strikeout. So Rosa gave up the 2 runs. That might be all we ask of Rozema today. Kenny Smith goes to left, and it's off the wall for another double. Wow. A double day for Kenny Smith. That's his 10th double of the year. We know that. We just saw that he had 9. I do like the fact that he's getting his OPS back over, near the 900 mark, but I just wish he was hitting dongs. Leadoff man on second. Glenn Wilson strikes out looking. 4th strikeout for Randy O'Neal. Here's TK. Kennedy, a fly ball to center. Now that's the best outfielder as far as arms go, but Kenny Smith is going to tag and go on his own. It's a little bit of a risk. 2 down. Here's big hit Bass. Pulls it to right side of the infield, and that's out number 3. So we strand the leadoff man. Now, I guess we have to let Rozema try for another one. I mean, he was flawless until last inning. Now, has the game decided that's all he's going to give up today? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Ground ball to first. Smith makes the play. You get the first guy out of the inning, I feel a little bit better, but most of the rallies are 2-out rallies. There's the first walk. So a 2-run home run here by TRABER will get him close. Oh, they're going to back-to-back walk him, so let's just get it over with. Yep. We weren't going to win this game anyway. So it's 5-4. 5-5. 6-5. There we go. So the game decided it needed to get 4 runs before the inning could be over. So it's 6-5, Baltimore. And now we're going to get our run back as Parrish leads off with a base hit. And, of course, Rozema will not play a part in the decision. Baker strikes out. There's the first walk by O'Neal, coincidentally, right? WILFONG will pop up. And they're going to bring in a new pitcher. It's Jeff Schneider, who's a lefty, but George Brett hits lefties well. There you go. All right. So Rosie's coming out. We'll bring in Gumpy Gumpert. Bob Pate. Base hit into left. Now they have as many hits as we did. They had no hits through 4, and now they've actually tied us in hits. That's how much this game blows. All right. We go to the top of the 8th inning. And then Ken Smith, who's batting .200 versus lefties, gets a hit off a left-hander. So stupid on every level. It's a ground ball to third. We had the hit and run on, though. Kennedy will go hit it back to Schneider. And Bass. Bottom of the 8th inning. We'll bring in Jeff Montgomery. Top of the 9th inning. Here comes Bruce Sutter. 1 out. 2 outs. Oh, it's an infield single by Baker as it gets past Sutter for a hit. That should be the ball game right there. Nope. Well, Gibby will steal. That is the 20th stolen base for Gibson this year. 3 years in a row that he's hit the 20 mark, and we just passed the halfway point of the season. Here's Rob Wilfong with a 1-0 count. And here's out number 3. So the Orioles win 6-5. So now we head home to face the Rangers. And that's a team we haven't played yet. So that'll be fun. Let's take a look at the standings, and then let's try to figure out if there's any player that would beat out Kennedy at catcher. So New York has Hassey, and he's batting .284 with 9 home runs. So that's comparable. He's been an everyday player. Kennedy, yeah, is batting .349, and with one more RBI. In Boston, they have Dennis Littlejohn, so he's only in there because of the injury to Petralli. Baltimore's got Ray Smith. Nope. Toronto has Chad Kruger. Nope. Milwaukee has Ray Stevens. Not horrible, but not good enough. And Clevetown has Mike Stanley, who's not good. Seattle has, the nozzle, Tom Pagnazzi. Yeah, he might be, because he plays every day, batting .301 with 10 home runs. I mean, Pagnazzi might get the nod. Joel Skinner has 17 home runs. Holy shit. I mean, that's kind of hard to beat just because of the power as a rookie, which is just stupid. It's just dumb. But whatever. I mean, statistically, that's all you can look at. Brian Harper crushing it, too. So, yeah, Kennedy's not going to make it. Mickey Tettleton's got more home runs. So, yeah, actually, I guess Kennedy's probably like 5th, maybe 6th best catcher. Don Slott is better. 64 RBI. Yeah, he's middle of the pack at best. Donnie Scott's got 10 home runs. And Minnesota, they have John Tamargo. So, yeah, okay, so we know. It's definitely not going to be Kennedy. All right, headline news, Brainiac Baseball Daily Beat, nothing to report, transactions. We had that trade yesterday, and then there's nothing else. Okay, so that'll do it. Let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel. We're 1-3, so we're in the third of the season, and this is where we're going to give a lot of wins back. We're going to give up a lot of runs. We're going to take a lot of losses in order to make it competitive for the final quarter of the season. Again, it's just the way the game operates. There's nothing we can do about it. You probably were yelling, take Rozema out, but it didn't matter. It was always going to be that way. So Rosie goes 6. He takes the loss. He's 4-3. Randy O'Neal pitched horrible as well, but he gets the win. He's 6-9. Bruce Sutter gets the save. An error on each team. Oh, yeah, okay, because Baker, so yeah, those are all earned runs for Rozema. So his ERA is just torched. Player of the game was Ken Smith because he had 2 doubles. Oh, no, you know what? Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. We lost. Who cares? Okay, that's it. So we're going to come back tomorrow and begin the final series before the All-Star game against the Texas Rangers at home. Until then, everyone, have a great day.